and Tim Watson.
He loves to kick short. This time he kicks long. He's looking for the big arms of Salmon. Salmon staged for the free kick. Good umpiring. Tony Campbell off the ground. Socket off the ground by Buick. Oh, it's a goal. Great kick by Buick.
Throw in forward pocket for Footscray. Collingham. A goal.
Derek Kickett hobbles after the ball, but still gets in the hand pass to Gary O'Donnell. Now it's Mark Thompson. He's looking down there for Salmon, and he has found Paul Salmon 40 metres from goal. Paul Salmon, chance to get the Bombers second. Not a bad looking drop punt. He splits the centre for a goal.
Coleman working particularly hard at centre half forward. Long, back to O'Donnell. Long kick into the forward pocket. Salmon. Plain. And a mark right in the goal square to Spawn. Spawn right in front. The Bombers stretch their lead. Footscray working it straight down the centre corridor. Atkins to Royal. And for the first time, really, he's got away from young Wanganeen. Ryan Royal, 47 metres out, goes for the goal and kicks it. Boundary throw in. Spawn round the corner for another goal. His second.
Here's Anderson. The Bombers are playing very well, though, as we see Bradley playing. He drops the mark. Goes and gets it again. They're playing well, the Bombers. Great play playing. And a top lead by Paul Salmon. He leads quickly and well. He's kicked one. He's almost directly in front, Paul Salmon. And he's kicked the second. Three, in fact.
Kick it. Oh, it looked as though, and then he gave it away. Royal. 40 metres from goal, Brian Royal. It breaks the drought for the Bulldogs.
At half-time, Essendon led 6-8 to 3-11, 44 to 29. We go back to action in the third quarter. Just 21 minutes remaining. The Bombers have added 2 points and they lead by 17.
Bratore, cleverly. Oh, that's in the back against Kickett. It was a very, very crude tackle on Wallace.
Yeah, might have been lucky he fumbled it then, Steve Wallace. Allowed him to get a free kick out of it. Coleman. Spoiled by Dean Wallace. Oh, great play by Derek Kickett. The hand pass magnificent. Hills to O'Donnell. Salmon. Campbell spoils, but Salmon regathers. All Footscray in defence. Hawkins. Skill by Doug Hawkins. Brilliant football. Fantastic start to Baxter. Kick by Baxter to half forward. Smith pushed out of it. Has to be a free kick against Kilpatrick.
That was fantastic then. On one back flank, we saw Derek Kickett take possession of the ball. Some magical bit of play, and then down the other end, Hawkins.
Rowan Smith. Oh, Grant, one bite, almost took the mark. But he didn't have any backup support, which allows Paul Hills to retrieve it and bring it to centre wing. Steve McPherson, a good mark. Read that very, very well. But they're leaving Footscray on the forward line, leaving it to too many times to one guy on his own, Tim.
Yes, I think a lot of Essendon pressures have been applied at half-back, and the ball is not going in the fashion that Footscray would like.
Here's Glenn Coleman, way out at half-forward, a booming kick into the pocket. Mark Harvey back with the flight of the ball, and he read it well. Good mark.
He's played well again today on Grant, hasn't he?
He's had a fine season, Mark Harvey. Former half-forward, plenty of courage. Oh, there's Glenn Coleman. Is he having a great game?
What a poor kick then by Harvey. Had other options.
Now, this is where they're falling down, Footscray. They're getting it down there time and time again, but nothing happening. Full marks to the Bomber defence. Now the leader's onto the pocket. Oh, look at this. That is shocking forward play. There's the mugging, the 50-metre penalty. And that is just terrible play by Footscray, as Buick will now take it up on centre wing.
Yes, that was a poor kick then, but Essendon crowded the Footscray forward line. A lot of players dropped back into the holes. So it made it very difficult for them to pinpoint a kick.
Well, in that case, he should have kicked long.
First 50-metre penalty of the day. Short pass to Wallace, still in the centre circle. He goes for a bit of distance, gets a lot of height. Wrenched out of there by Werner. Little toe poke by Salmon. Campbell did well, very well. Somerville comes back to kick it. 70 metres from goal. He's cornered by Liberatore, but finds Chris Danaher. Kicked by Danaher. Salmon. When you look around at the opposition, there's nobody there within 6 inches of him for height.
That's the perfect kick to the big fella, though, isn't it? That is the perfect kick out in front where he's got a bit of an advantage leading on to the ball. And that was wonderful play then again by Kickett to create a bit of time and a bit of space for the Essendon forwards.
Terry Wheeler making some moves on the chessboard. You might see them transferred to the field soon. Paul Salmon's kick 3, going for number 4. 17-point lead now, and now 23.
Well, 23-point lead in this game is quite a big one, and Salmon has been a real focal point for the Bombers up forward, whereas Footscray, when they've gone into attack, have been trying to find Del Rey, who's been well covered by Flood. They've had Grant well covered by Harvey, and Royal has been well covered by Wanganeen.
The Bombers draw first blood in the third term as we see Liberatore belting it forward. Who's there? It's all Essendon. Wanganeen ran straight at it. Here's Collinhook. Oh, he's kicked it straight into the man. Shuffled on the Collinhook again. He's looking for Royal. There's another strong tackle. Now Liberatore. A quick kick to the pocket. Wanganeen running back with a little... Oh, free kick to Wanganeen. He didn't have the ball. A poor tackle that by Denny Del Rey. Gavin Wanganeen, an exciting young player. Finds Anderson. Bombers doing it well at the moment. Greg Anderson to centre wing. Coleman sets himself, almost gave away the free kick. Wine plays on. Steve McPherson should bomb it long here. He does. He brings it in towards full forward. At the back was Grant. Now Royal. Royal has a smothered desperation by Wanganeen. Terrific play as the Bombers go away again. Here's Liberatore. He's looking for someone to give it to. Steve McPherson caught. Loses the ball in the tackle. Great play, Essendon again. Desperation by that Bomber defence. Liberatore again. Now it's Chris Danaher. This is good stuff. Now Wills. Now Wallace. Terrific play by the Bomber defences. Keenan Reynolds now thumps it back to Buick.
Gee, that was junkyard dog stuff, wasn't it? Derek Kickett. His kick long to the 50. Spawn doing well. Back there is Cretiuk. Spawn keeps it in. No, he just ran it over the boundary line for throwing.
It's not a purist game of football, but you go a long way to see a better contest, wouldn't it?
Really good stuff. And the crowd had started the game up, huddled up under the covers, now out in the sun. Kick it. Salmon. Oh, used his body beautifully that time on Campbell. I heard Tony Campbell say yesterday that any time his opponent kicks more than 4 goals, he, Campbell, reckons he's had a bad day. Well, Salmon's kicked 4 already, and this should be 5.
Well, I just think this proves once and for all that this man should never be moved from full forward. If you're coaching against this side, you'd shudder every time Salmon went down to full forward.
Well, Campbell's your best bet. At different stages they've tried Reynolds. Well, you'd certainly be shuddering then. The height difference, astronomical. Paul Salmon to give the Bombers a really big lead. He's got 5.
So far in the match, Essendon, when we left them, were leading by 29 points. Footscray add 1 more point as we go back, so the margin's 28 points with 12 minutes remaining in the third term.
Well, there's Tony Campbell, and we'll just pick him up in a moment. I think he is heading to the forward line. Well, here is Michael Long in towards half forward. It clears the pack. Another chance, this time to Werner. He kicks it wide and out on the full. And it might have shot Footscray's bolt. Now Campbell, well, he's heading back down. No, he's heading to the forward line. So we've coached well up here in the box. As the kick comes, it was you, was it, Tim? Now here's the dangerous Derek Kickett. Bradley Plain chips it in. Danger here for Footscray because Kieran Spawn around the corner. Oh, Salmon's going to mark this. Barry Stanfield completely out of position. A quick kick by Spawn, marked by Salmon, and what a thorn in the side of Footscray he is.
This is proving to be too good, too big and too strong for all the Footscray backmen, but it's still the Essendon midfielders who keep pumping the ball up there that's creating the opportunities.
Paul Salmon has kicked 5 goals. And I would never move him from full forward. I don't want to harp on it, but you've just got no one comparable in size or with that size with the same ability. Here's Paul Salmon kicking a goal and he puts it through. The Bombers are happy. Look at that. 9-10 plays 3-12, so they have to make up 6 goals now. Footscray.
Well, Footscray have made wholesale changes. Stansfield's gone to full back onto Salmon. Del Ray's gone from the forward line to the back line onto Werner. And Campbell's gone to the forward pocket in the attempt to revitalise this side.
Well, Paul Salmon has kicked the Bombers' last 5 goals. So he is really the difference between the sides. Coleman comes back to Atkins. Atkins up towards half forward. All Essendon. Wanganeen backed himself and played it beautifully on Gavin Wanganeen. The Buick. Essendon cutting them apart now. Buick well played. And what a disposal it was for Ridley to take the mark just outside the 50. Salmon breaks away from Stanfield. He'll get this again. This time underneath it. Did Stanfield push him out? Salmon's waiting for a whistle.
No, he played for the free kick again, Drew.
And through for a minor score from Ridley.
Well, they just don't look like scoring goals. The Bulldogs, Essendon, a very impressive display. They've really hit top form, the Bombers. Here's the big fly by Wallace. Disciplined punch. Baxter had a very quiet game. Breaks the tackle. Brings it in towards Long and Collinor. Punch down by Long again. Disciplined play. Here's Dean Wallace. A quick little kick around the boundary line. Bradley Plain. Now Baxter. Baxter should get off a hand pass here. No, good pressure by Ridley. It forces the ball over the line. It's at half forward for Essendon. It's been their game so far. 9-11 to 3-12. Fancy Footscray, 3 goals, and we've got 9 minutes to go in the third term. There's Keenan Reynolds, and he puts it out of bounds on the full.
Actually, this will be Footscray's worst belting for the season if this keeps up. By Anderson. Wine gets back there and takes the mark.
There's a poor kick there. Salmon led up the ground and Anderson kicked to the pocket and to Wine's favoured side.
Flips off the back of the hands. Werner. Hand pass to Buick, unmarked in the forward pocket. Hills breaks the tackle, comes backwards to Plain. Plain goals.
Essendon and just 1 to Footscray. The Bombers have charged away, leading 10-11 to 4-13. Salmon, the star, up to three-quarter time for the Bombers.
They could get 2 or 3 quick ones. They haven't been able to do it all day, but when you get a bit of a run on, you never know what can happen. Centre of the ground, Atkins tries to kick it off the ground. Oh, was that high on Frost? No. Frost again. Now Coleman has battled hard, almost to throw to Smith. Rowan Smith in towards half forward, kick it. Oh, took the mark beautifully. A 25-metre hand pass to Buick. They're off and running, the Bombers. A poor kick by Buick. Straight to McPherson, who bounces off Ridley. Kicks it wide to no one in particular. Hawkins has got a couple to beat here. Long being one of them. And the 2 beats the 1, of course. And Danaher will... Beautiful long left-hand hand pass straight to Buick. Buick off and running in towards the half-forward line. Scott Wind at the back, but the big arms of Salmon go up and a good mark.
I'll give you a bit of trivia here. Stanfield comes from Fish Creek and his nickname is Fish. Paul Salmon's nickname is Fish, so they've got fish playing on fish.
Something fishy about that, Drew.
Well, I thought that Scott Wine really should have done a little bit better then and come and helped out. I thought he was going to go for a vigorous punch, but nothing eventuated. Paul Salmon has kicked 6. He'll kick from 45 metres directly in front. He's normally a good kick, the big fella. He lays right back on that one and sneaks it in for a behind. So still got to make up Footscray 5 goals won, so 31 points.
There's actually poor play by McPherson. If we go right back to when he had that kick right out over towards the boundary line, he kicked to Hawkins, who had 2 players on him, and it was easy for the Essendon players then to rebound the ball back towards their forward line.
Kick in by Reynolds. Well played by Frost to Atkins. Kick by Atkins. Campbell changed direction, slipped over. O'Donnell. Campbell again went back in and got it a second time. Kickett and Hawkins, 2 stars, real ball players. Hacked off the ground by Long, went past Fitzpatrick. Oh, he played it extremely well. Great play by Kilpatrick. Anderson, long kick to Salmon. Salmon marks and goals. He's kicked 7 out of their 11.
That was a poor mistake then by Atkins. Instead of committing himself and his body at the ball and going right through the ball, he tried to trundle it off the ground with his foot. Kilpatrick was much more committed, put his body on the line, picked the ball up, and Essendon took it down the field, and for Paul Salmon's 7th goal. In the last couple of weeks, it's very hard to get yourself going and working as you probably would after a rest like that.
Flood to the half-back line. Somerville can't take the mark. Anderson, good play, Greg Anderson. Gee, got through that pack well. Into the half-foot line. Anthony Danaher back with a flight. Couldn't mark. Still a chance for Ridley. Ridley chips it around the corner on the left foot. Waiting for the bounce is Kilpatrick. He couldn't pick it up. Plain as air. Now Keenan Reynolds. 1-on-1. Frost versus Hills. Favours Grant. Terrific play by Chris Grant. Fantastic play to Frost. Oh, Atkins waited for it. Chris Danaher and Atkins. They need Atkins to get this ball. He does end up with it. Here's little Liberatore. Left foot, high floating kick. Kickett's got to run back with a flight. He kept his eyes on it and he took a good mark.
5 goals the difference, 13 minutes to play. I suppose if Footscray really turned the game around, they could yet make a game of it. Somerville, Salmon leads, and while ever Essendon are delivering the ball forward like that, Footscray's got no hope. Salmon's kicked 7-3 in the total of 11-14.
It makes a real difference if you're getting the ball into your forward line quickly. Players have got time and they've got space. Salmon on that occasion turned around to Stanfield as if he was going to run towards the goal, pushed him away, and then had a huge hole in front of him, and all Somerville had to do was to drop the ball into the right spot.
Good stats, 11 marks, 13 kicks. And coming up for goal number 8. Close to the left goal post, and he missed it. 31 points the difference.
Now he's going into the ruck. Paul Salmon and Somerville going to full forward. Keenan Reynolds will kick it down to where Salmon is against Wine. Wine takes front position, gets it to ground. Liberatore, now Atkins. Atkins to the half forward line. Well, Campbell a little bit of a push out. And who'll end up with a loose ball? It was Kickett. Caught with it is Wallace, and it was held to him by Steve McPherson. It'll be a bounce.
So Derek Kickett makes his teammates shudder every time he handballs the ball. It almost pierces them, doesn't it?
You'd want it laces out, otherwise it would cut you to ribbons. Anderson. A tough ball in there. Smith. Inside the 50 with this. Ballantyne. Now, Ballantyne had kicked his last shot for goal. And he'd be lining up now to put them within 3 goals.
Well, they were never out of it. I didn't think. They just needed one forward to start firing. Because Essendon haven't really donkey-licked them on the scoreboard, have they?
Certainly haven't.
25 points the margin. 2 quick goals might make a difference to this game. Oh, here they go again. Oh, he went without it, Frost. Now Liberatore, and oh, the free kick has been found. It might have been a holding decision there to Gary O'Donnell. Let's see what the Bombers can do. O'Donnell to Long. He waits for the bounce. Baxter is going to have to chase Long. He's like a magician, isn't he? The chip pass across. Finds Buick. He's off and running. He sprints in the goal, Darren Buick. And that'll be the end of the Bulldogs as he goals. And Buick went down after he kicked it. I think it was a high tackle. But it's a goal nevertheless, and the Bombers almost impossible to beat it. And Buick, let's see what happens. And the left arm came around, nothing too vicious. And I don't know about that one. I don't think it was too much in it.
I don't think
Essendon led by 41 points at the 19-minute mark of the third quarter, and now by just 2 kicks. Buick up to Kilpatrick. He gets rid of the kick. It's a beauty. That's